Hello and welcome to another AIC Productions video as the stinking plane flies over just as I start recording. Yeah. Keep going. Anyways, I'm out here working on my 98 Mazda B4000 slash Ford Ranger 4.0. People give me such crap about calling it a Ford Ranger. 90% of the parts under here say Ford on them. It's Ford engine, Ford chassis, Ford body panels. It's made by Ford just with the Mazda. But anyways. So what I'm doing is I'm replacing the clutch fan because this one has failed. I've already got the new one installed onto the fan itself. Pretty simple job actually. The tools you need are real simple as well. You need a long 10 mil wrench. You need a wrench that's big enough to get onto the end of this nut here. You need a 3/8 inch ratchet for the belt tensioner, and you need a flathead, a flathead screwdriver to get the air intake off. And what I did is I took obviously the air intake off, and then down here on the pulley for the water pump, I took off 2 of the nuts, which was just enough to get that wrench on. And then on the tensioner pulley, I put my ratchet in there to like tighten it. And that gave me enough tension on the belt to then loosen that nut. And literally it was just to get it loose, and then it was good. And once it was loose, it just free screwed off without any more use of the wrench. I just did it with my fingers, so it came right off. And then there's a drop stuff on the ground. It's 2 10 mil sockets on this fan shroud, one on either side right here, and then again right here. And then I just lifted the shroud up and pushed it back, and the fan slid out. And now what I'm doing is I'm replacing the belt. So here's the new belt, and here is the old belt. And this belt has actually been, this winter it started squealing on startup. And it's pretty dried out, pretty cracked, so yeah, it's definitely time to replace it. This doesn't necessarily mean the belt is bad. If you see some cracking here in the ribs, that is going to happen, but this is a bit excessive when they go all the way through. And also just the fact that it was starting to squeal with the automatic tensioner. If you don't have an automatic tensioner and it starts to squeal, you can try tightening your belt just a little bit, but it might be time to start looking at a new one if it's been a while. But if you have an automatic tensioner and it starts to squeal, time to replace your belt, because that means that the belt is looser than the tensioner can put tension on it to keep it tight. Now, as far as the clutch fan, the reason why I knew it failed is because when I was driving anything over, say, like 1500, 2000 RPM, the truck sounded like a jet engine going. And this is a new one, and I can freely spin the nut without spinning the fan. On the old one, I can't. It is, when these fail, they fail in the locked position, so your fan spins at engine RPM, which is good because it means your engine won't overheat on you. But it means you have decreased performance because your engine's having to use more torque to spin the fan, and also your engine runs cooler, which means you have lower fuel economy because it's a cooler engine, needs more fuel. You're also using more horsepower to spin the fan, which means you're using more fuel. So I've had a fairly significant decrease in fuel economy, as well as the excessive noise from the failed fan. And so yeah. This is not a hard job. Total will take me less than 45 minutes. Longer just because I had to figure out which tools to use, hence the reason why I'm doing the video. You basically need 4 tools. The 3/8 inch ratchet, a flathead screwdriver, a 10 mil socket, and a wrench big enough to fit over that nut. That's it. That's all you need to do this job. So if you have a failed clutch fan, I called around to a couple shops, and then they charged me anywhere for between an hour to 2 hours of labor depending on the shop. So that's anywhere from $95 is the cheapest shop I know of around here that I would trust. So $95 up to $300 just in labor not even in parts. So anyways, if you have any questions, feel free to ask and leave a comment in the comment section below. All my support links are in the description. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day.